Okay, I'm near the airport in Mississauga, Ontario. Came here to sell my Nikon D850. Everything went smoothly. The guy didn't cheat me. But the day, it's another crazy day, I'm telling you. You cannot believe how much stuff you can have inside a semi-truck when you've been trucking for 4.5 years. It's like old clothes, like bad clothes, tools, lots of junk, saws, hammers. Alan, I'm talking about you. I don't know why he gave me a saw for metal after I lost those fenders on the Jeep. My friend Alan from Keswick brought me a saw, and I had a folding chair. That seat, I had no room for it. I had to throw it out. I had to throw out my I'll buy it again when I have where to keep it, but I had to throw out my electric oven. I love that stuff, but I have no place in the car anymore. And so yeah, in the morning I had garbage bags filled with stuff inside the truck. I already threw out, I think, like 2. And so yesterday I went, basically it's like every day I would go to the truck for a couple of hours and just start sorting things. And the main thing was clothes, because what happened is that I didn't wear coveralls, right? As you know, like some guys, I think it's a smart idea to wear coveralls, right, when you load unload. But I was wearing like regular jeans and pants, and after a couple of times they would always get some stains on them, and fuel and oil and grease, and then of course I wash them. They're clean, but they're not good for civilian life, so to speak, because they're still dirty, right? Well, they're clean, but they have these grease spots and stuff like that, right? Like it's basically ruined. I ruined so many jeans and pants, and so I just kept them because they're fine for work, right? And so I got rid of all that stuff, and like put all the bed clothes in a garbage bag, and emptied all the drawers where I had my socks, t-shirts, stuff like that. Put them on the bed, and then I loaded them in my big carry-on bag and put them in the trunk. So now I have all this stuff in my trunk. And the surprise of the day was how many socks I have. I don't know what the story is, but I have like hundreds of socks, and I have 100 of t-shirts, because t-shirts, that's why I love living in Canada and the States, because it's so informal, right? I never wore t-shirts like this in Russia. In Russia, you always wear mostly like a shirt, like a collar shirt, just informal, but it's still like a collar shirt. Like shirts, at least back then when I lived there, shirts were more popular than t-shirts, right? Of course, in the summer when it's super hot, yeah, you might put on a t-shirt, but most of the time I remember my wardrobe consisted of many shirts, like different colors, different styles, and maybe only a couple of t-shirts. Like here, I don't have a suit, I don't have any dress pants, I don't have a jacket, like like a suit jacket, right? I have one shirt with a collar, like that black shirt. I like it, so I kept it. I think, yeah, I think it's in my bag. So I have one collared shirt. The rest is t-shirts, and then a couple of pants. Oh, I see. What is it? Some kind of a bird like this size, kestrel or osprey or something like that. Not a big eagle, but like this. I'm looking forward to shooting that kind of stuff with my new camera coming tomorrow. I'm gonna drive over to Buffalo, pick it up. So anyway, so I did all this sorting. I'm telling you, it took like 3 days, right? We agreed on everything Friday, but then the money was not there. Then all of a sudden the money, it's amazing how quickly this happened, right? they sent the money, I don't know, like 4 o'clock, because the guy sent it 4 o'clock on Friday, and I got him like 5:30. I'm like, what? I open my account, I see $93,000. Man. No, it's because this guy, if you guys kept track of this super complicated deal, but the buyer of the truck did not want to risk paying me all the money, and we agreed on 165 Canadian, which is very low for this truck, but I didn't have a choice, you know, so I don't want to renew my plates. So basically everything expires at the end of this month, my plates and my insurance, and so I didn't want to renew them since I decided to get out. And I already paid what, like $740 for the annual permit, because I needed that one for the last load, right? Because I didn't have time to wait. Like a single trip permit, of course, would be way cheaper, only $265. But then I thought I would also do, like, the same broker who gave me that load, they also already gave me a rate confirmation. Everything was approved. I was supposed to do a load from Baltimore back to Toronto, from Baltimore, Maryland. It was some brand new piling rig that was coming on a ship, and they kept me updated. Said, okay, it was supposed to be like September 15th. And so because of this, I thought, you know, that it was 105,000 pounds. So I definitely would need annual permit. No, actually, wait a second. 105, it would not work for annual permit. But anyway, I thought I would do another load. I think there was something else that was in the works. And so that's why I spent money on that $740 enhanced permit, which is basically now useless, right? Since I don't have a truck. And so, yeah, that's why I wanted to, I jumped on this guy. There was another buyer, but he was kind of like on the fence. He never saw the truck. He was texting me. He saw my ad on Kijiji, which is like Canadian version of Craigslist, right? Like Kijiji, for me, never works for trucks. Last Mac I sold through AutoTrader Canada, autotrader.ca. It's much more serious. I don't know, like Kijiji works fine for like I just sold the camera. Kijiji, basically Craigslist, right? But again, it's Kijiji, KIJIJI.ca. It's our own little classified site, and the basic ad is free, but then you can add all kinds of extra features to make it, you know, stand out. And that's what I was doing. I was paying them. I paid more to Kijiji to keep my truck and trailer ad at the top there than I paid to AutoTrader. And this guy, the buyer, where did he find me? AutoTrader. So Kijiji doesn't work for big trucks. But this other guy was texting me, this potential buyer, and I only have 150. I said, I'm sorry, I cannot sell you the truck for 150,000. It's ridiculous, you know. This truck, like, honestly, what I feel after all this, I was talking to people and talking to the actual sales guy. So the sales guy from Kenworth just sold a similar truck. I thought it was too cheap, but he said he sold it for 214,000 US, which is 270 Canadian. Whereas my truck, when I was buying this in late 2017, so I got the truck in March or February 2018, so the price was only 225 Canadian, right? So now it's 270. And so, especially with this low mileage, 245,000 miles or 395,000 K, and only 6,500 hours on the clock, and new tires, except the lift axle, right? No issues, everything works. Just turn the key and go, you know. I think it's better than new because it's already broken in. So the truck should have sold if this was a good economy where people were not afraid to invest. I should have got, like, I don't know, 190, 195 Canadian. I'm telling you, just below 200. That's what I'm thinking. Because the new one is 270, and you cannot get a Cummins engine easy unless you're a huge fleet, right? Because they're very the demand is high but the supply is low, and this is 605 horsepower, 2050 torque, man, 18-speed tranny, full axle locks. Like, don't get me started. So, and so this guy, the second buyer, let's call him the idiot. I turn off the phone. I usually put my phone in the airplane mode when I go to sleep so that nobody bothers me. And so I got early again because I had to go and clean the truck, right? Get all those garbage bags out. So I turn the phone on and I see there's a message from Kijiji, which the guy sent last night, and it says, and I quote, "I'm okay with $175,000. And this is the guy that's been on and off, interested, not interested. Okay, have you cleaned the truck? I said, yes. All right, can you send some pictures? I said, yes. So I posted pictures of the clean interior, right, on the website, on Kijiji. But he never bothered to see the truck, and so very slow guy, right? So I don't know, would it have happened if I still had the truck? Would he bought it? You know, because these people, they can change their mind, you know. And so I said, and I sent him a message. I said, the truck sold for $165,000. You are too late. So, but yeah, 175 would be nice. So, yeah, somebody just sent me a text message, and I'm recording, and there's a message. This guy wants to buy. What's he's buying? So I just sold the camera. Now my next stop is I'm selling 2 of my tablets and the dash cam. And the next guy said, I forget, what's he buying? Like, I'm selling everything, right? Because there's some valuable stuff that I could not just throw out, like tablets and dash cams and, you know, stuff like that. What am I selling? What am I selling to this guy? He said he wants a demo. I'll have to look it up. I'll have to look at my old text messages. But anyway, so that's what happened. And so I went, the guy, that's what happens when you hesitate. Don't hesitate, right? Make a decision. You know, I was being fair, right? So I actually posted this truck, 220. I was nuts. No, because, you know, on Kijiji or Auto Trader, whenever you post it, of course, people will start bringing the price down. So I thought I would sell for maybe 200,000. So my original plan was sell it for 200K Canadian. So I said 220, no takers. But I see that visits, you know, like the scary thing is that the end of September is approaching, where I have no plates, no insurance. I cannot drive anymore. So I know my AMC authority would be suspended, right? Because they know these things. They track your insurance. But I see there's a bunch of visits, you know, like you can see how many people saw your ad. I see like some 2,000 people saw my ad on Kijiji for Kenworth. Don't know about Auto Trader, but there was a lot of visits, but nobody's texting me or emailing me. So that's the first indication that the price is too high. So okay, 190, nothing. 180, nothing. 179. Okay, so finally when I put 179, imagine I dropped the price by 41,000 from the original 220. Finally people started texting me, okay, how about 150? I'm like, you know, words that cannot be printed. I said, basically, take a walk. 150, my ass. But then this guy shows up, the big boss, and he likes the truck. He right away, he calls me, he says, can I see the truck? You see, that's how you do it. The guy's interested. He saw my price. I think it was, 170. I think I dropped it to 175. So he calls me right away. Within 15 minutes, he came to see the truck. And then he went to see the trailer, but decided he didn't like the trailer. But he was interested in the truck. So this was Wednesday, right, when I was detailing. So he came even when people were working on the truck. I said, we cannot go inside, but you can look here, you know, in the cab. And actually it was looking very nice. And so he came right away. because I'm guessing he saw the value in this 4-axle truck spec'd for heavy haul, and he knows me because I met him a couple of years ago. I brought a load. There was a big load from US, and they used his yard because sometimes he let people borrow like rent parking there, like for a load. Let's say it was a big load. Sorry, they was going to a construction site, but they were not ready for that, let's say, for another 2 weeks. And so what they do is the broker asked me if I knew any places around Cambridge, and I remember this guy has a big property over there, like huge, like a couple of football fields. I said, call this guy. And so I delivered that, and he came out to look at my truck. So he remembers my truck for those. Because when he called me, when he came over, he says, Sergei, do you recognize me? And I said, yeah, I know you. You're the guy from, from that company. And so this guy, right, so Wednesday, he saw the truck. Thursday morning, he asked me to bring it in the morning for his mechanics to check, right? Didn't find it. Everything was fine. And then Thursday night, he made me an offer. He said, so you want 170? Because that's what I told him. I said, okay, I'll do 170. He says, and he wanted 150 original, right? So I said, that's not going to work for me. He says, okay, how about we split the difference, 160? I said, no. Give me at least 165. And the guy says, 165? Okay, deal. But he says, I don't want to pay you. I want to pay off the lien to PACCAR by myself. And at first I hesitated, I didn't want to do it. And he says, okay, let's talk again tomorrow morning, Friday morning. The next thing I know, my sales guy from Kenworth, who sold me the truck, is calling me. He says, you can trust this guy. Just let him pay off the lien, and then he'll pay you the rest. It was a bit scary for me, but he turned out okay. And so he paid off the lien, and I got the money 6 o'clock Friday. Right away, the first thing I did, I paid off all my credit cards, all my lines of credit. So now I have zero debt. The only debt I have is this, my beloved Dodge Charger. I'm not getting rid of this car, no matter what you guys say. I love this car. This is like a little fighter, like a jet fighter. This is like реактивный истребитель in Russian. Jet fighter plane. This is what it is. And you may laugh, you may love your Fords and Chevys. This is the car for me, okay? And but yeah, back to the morning. And so yeah, I went in, and we're right next to the landing path of airplanes, because like I said, I'm near the airport. And so I brought the two things I had to do to move out, not discard, because I moved out all the clothes on the night before. But this morning, I have 3 kettlebells, right? I have 2 60-pound kettlebells, I have 1 80-pound kettlebell, and I have 2 barbell plates, 45 pounds each. So I cannot carry all that in my car. I'll break the suspension, right? And so I carry 2 barbell plates, but I'm trying to sell them because I really don't need them. They're too light. And I have 1 60-pound kettlebell behind the seat in a crate. It's not gonna go anywhere. And so what I had left in the truck was the other 60-pound kettlebell and the 80-pound kettlebell. And I'm like, what do I do with them? I want to keep only 2 60-pound kettlebells. Like the 80, it's too heavy to carry in the car, and the plates, I don't need them. So if I have 2 60-pound kettlebell, that's perfect. Even though what's weird is that they're slightly different. Like the same company, Northern Lights, but one has a smaller handle. It's weird. I don't know how. The same weight, 60 pounds, that's what it's stamped on the front, but one has a bigger handle, thicker handle, the other one has smaller handle. What? But so that was the first ordeal of the morning. Imagine this. I'm 60 years old. I take 1 80-pound kettlebell in one hand. I lift it with one hand. I lift 60-pound kettlebell. So now we have 140 pounds. And I start walking about 100 feet from the truck to the hotel entrance. I had to take a break, I'll be honest with you. I had to stop for a second, catch a breather, because Man, it was so heavy. But actually, that's an exercise. I don't know if you guys know this, but in kettlebell world, that exercise when you walk up and down with 2 kettlebells, it's called farmer's walk, and it's a very good exercise to strengthen your entire body, especially your grip, your shoulders, it's your legs, man. And so I managed to get in, put them in the elevator, took them to my room. I hope the hotel doesn't tip over, because now I have 80 and 60 over there. And so yeah, I need to sell that 80. And then I drove over to a truck stop, and truck stops, that's legitimate. They have garbage bins, right, for truckers to use. Of course, you're probably not supposed to get rid of the stuff I had. I mean, the quantity, right? But I get rid of all the bad clothes. I get rid of all my whatever stuff I had underneath in those side compartments. But I left. I had some brand new lights that I bought, never used them, like LED magnetic lights. I had a brand new oversized load sign still in the plastic. I had some other things because I know it would go into the shop, right, for kind of processing. And so I left some tools in there that I thought guys might use, that are still in good condition. So I didn't clean up everything completely, but I got rid of all the junk, something that I know people would not want to use. But I even left remember I had that green cartridge box. Actually, it's made for cartridges, but I use it as my toolbox. I just left that one because it has some old but good tools inside, so maybe these mechanics can use them, so I don't know. And I remember the last thing I remembered, almost left it, because that would be a big boo-boo. I remembered to take off all my transponders, right? I have a Easy Pass transponder for US, and I have a 407 transponder for Canada, because they're specific to the truck. And so now actually that's the thing I gotta do after when I come back to my hotel. I have to ask them what to do with these. Well, I have to suspend these transponders, and they are special for the truck. So they're the property of these companies. So I guess I have to mail them to them. So I don't know. I cannot leave, like people were asking when I'm leaving. I cannot leave yet because you see, it was actually much easier with the truck. So the guy maybe was right. Maybe that's the way how you buy it, because the trailer buyer gave me the money, but I paid off the lien on when? On Friday, right? Yeah, Friday. Or was it Thursday? When the guy came with a big draft, remember, bank draft? I paid off immediately when he was still there. And still, I don't have the release paperwork, right? So I confirmed with the bank this morning, and they said, well, usually takes a week. And so the poor guy, he took my trailer, but there's no ownership, so or title, so he cannot, well, I sent him pictures of the existing ones, but he cannot plate it in his name unless I send him the proper paperwork. And so what it's called is like release documents. And so the bank, since now I'm the owner of the trailer for like 10 minutes, right? So because before it was Bank of Montreal, so now they're gonna send me an authorization letter, and I'm gonna take that and the old ownership, and I'll go to and change it to my name, right? And then I'll sign it on the back, sold, and then I'm gonna courier those to the owner in Timmins, Ontario. And then one more thing I did, so I canceled my tablets because I was paying $10 a month to share my plan on Verizon and Rogers. So I went online and used the chat with us, chat support. So cancel the plan there. So now I just need to reset them, because that's the next stop. I found the buyer, right? So I'm gonna, but the guy doesn't have a car right now. He says not until 5 o'clock. I said, well, I'm near the airport. He's like 15 minutes away, so I'm gonna drive over. He's buying the 2 tablets and the dash cam for $200 Canadian. Dash cam was like 50. Tablets were probably a couple of $100 each, but it's very hard to sell them. I tried to sell a previous one, it doesn't work. And so yeah, I canceled these ones, And then I found a way to send a message to FMCSA called going out of business. So basically you just do that MCS 150 form, like you are doing an update about your business, but instead of canceling the DOT number, cold, it's much easier just to do going out of business. So I think they'll just put it inactive or something, right? Because it would be inactive anyway, but I don't want to be responsible for all this. Like you're supposed to do these updates every 2 years. Like there's a bunch of stuff you have to do when your authority is active, right? And so I just send that, and now I just need I need to call these toll companies and see what they want me to do with these transponders I took out. And then also there was a transponder on the windshield for CBP, for customs, right? And that cost like $450, but it's no use to me. It belongs to the vehicle, right? And so a new owner can actually transfer that transponder. And the only thing is, it was stuck on my windshield, the bottom left corner, and it just fell off, and it fell behind the plastic in there. There's a plastic piece near the windshield. So I told this guys at the shop there when I was dropping off the truck, I said, guys, that transponder, cost $450 US, but it's only September now. It's still valid until the December 31st. So I said, you might want to take off that plastic thing and get that transponder out, and you just go online and you change it to your name. So you get like 3 months of free entrance to US, because I know he goes into US as well, right? And so hopefully that will help them out. And what else? And so yeah, I cannot leave until I finish with the trailer. Like the truck is done, I have the money. The guy actually came back, the owner. He asked me for the ownership. He says he needs it, so I give him the ownership. So basically the truck, I'm done with the truck. With the truck it was much easier, but the trailer, the Jeep, and the Jeep was with a different financial company. So now the Jeep company is also supposed to send me those release documents. So that's what I'm waiting for. And as soon as I have that, I can just fly into the sunset. I'm free as a bird, no wife, no kids, no girlfriend. And I bought that camera, so I decided to go with the traditional DSLR instead of this first generation Z9. And so I got a D6. A bunch of money, but this is my lucky year, I think. And so I'm doing, as I wrote in a comment there, I'm doing a hard reset. I'm resetting my life, right? And I tried this before. It never worked with all this stress, but I'm giving up alcohol, because today is a very good date. So easy to remember if somebody asks you like some 10 years down the road, so when did you give up drinking? Oh, the day I sold my truck. 9/13/22. 9/13/22. Sorry about that. I was hitting the steering wheel, and and so yeah, giving up drinking, and I went inside the Boston Pizza, and I just had a salad with salmon and water. And she looks at me, what would you like to drink? I said, no alcohol. So I hope this time it'll stick. But I'll be honest with you, like over these past years, that was the big reason why I loved having wine and sometimes beer, is because of all this stress, right? Like when people use alcohol, one of the reasons it's you are under tremendous stress. So I was under constant stress to produce 10,000 Canadian dollars to pay for the truck, pay for the Jeep, pay for the trailer, and pay for the freaking insurance. 10,000 a month. No matter what I do, I sleep, I drink beer, I run in circles around the hotel. 10 grand. And somehow I managed since March 18. But it was difficult. It was very difficult. But now everything is paid off. So I feel it's a good good time. You know, they say when you want to quit drinking, it's good to find some kind of like a reference point in your life. Like maybe you're moving somewhere, you know, you change your place of residence, or you quit your job, you know, something that kind of like sticks with you, you know. And so I think this is a great day. I sold the truck, so you saw that video, that shorty I did. So I drove the truck one last time to the buyer. I took a picture. I'll put it as a thumbnail for this video. So yeah. And oh yeah, in case somebody's wondering, of course I felt sad, you know, like I was driving and I had two feelings. On the one hand, I was sad, but not too crazy. But on the other hand, I felt relaxed because I already paid off my 2 lines of credit, one of my big credit cards, one of my small credit cards, and now when I come back, I still have to pay off like the last one, and that's it. I have no debt except the car. So it's an amazing feeling. And so that's why I was driving and kind of like enjoying the last drive at like 92 kilometers an hour, just the bobtail truck. And then I got rid of the garbage, got rid of all the stuff, took off all the transponders. And yeah, I didn't want to, you know, like the dash cam, right? I already have this one, right? I have 3-camera dash cam. Like this one films me, films outside, and there's a camera in the back there. I don't know if you can see like this one. Hold on, this one. That camera shoots back. I don't always have it on. I probably should. I don't know, where's the cable? It's somewhere there. You see all this junk? So yeah, I'm selling this. I'm selling the dash cam. That other stuff, that's just for I'm gonna move it to my backpack. So that's the plan. And one of my fans in England invited me to over, but my problem is the accordion, you know, because when I fly to Costa Rica, I'll have to leave it here somewhere, because Costa Rica, it's that accordion is too heavy, it's too big, you know, it's easy to damage, and Costa Rica, it's very high humidity country, right? But if I told him, I said, hey, I might stop by after Costa Rica, because he says, you know, we can do some clay shooting over there, they have some wildlife, all expenses paid, he can, you know, he has a place to stay, you know. But I never met the guy, but you know, he seems nice. But if I go there, it'll probably be like a month for me without practicing, you know, and I'm still stuck on these first lessons. I'm ashamed that I've been learning this since last July, and I'm still in the very beginning of that you know, video lesson set I have. So I don't want to be away for so long, you know, like I go away for 2 weeks, then I come back from Costa Rica, I can start playing again. Otherwise, why did I pay so much money? It's a very expensive instrument, right? And so, and I enjoy it, I like it, you know, I love music, I love dance, you know, I love watching all these shows about dancing and singing. So I need this especially now. It's good for stress, you know, calms you down, and plus, you know, they say for older people it's always good to learn a new skill. It helps you, you know, prevent all these Alzheimer diseases. And so I like it, and I'm not gonna give it up. And so yeah, so now basically that's the plan. We're just waiting for the paperwork from the trailer's bank and from the Jeep's bank. Once that is done, and I send the new titles or ownerships to the buyer in Timmins, that's it. I'm free and I can leave. So sorry for the long video, but a lot has been going on. It's been a crazy couple of days for sure. Yeah.